This one phone call kindled 1,000 questions in my head. So I started digging deep.
I wanted to know something about the Jyotirlinga. Can you shed some light on the significance of it?
Yes, even I want to know the answer. Finally, I learnt about the legends of Jyotirlingas. Let me present to you everything about the origin of Jyotirlinga, the 12 Jyotirlingas, and the Puranic story associated with them and their importance. Let's start. Very long ago, according to the ancient scriptures, Brahma and Vishnu entered into a dispute. Whom among us is supreme? At that moment, Lord Shiva appeared as an endless pillar of light. Its beginning could not be seen and its end could not be found. A divine voice spoke. Whoever discover the beginning or the end of this light shall be known as the Supreme. Vishnu traveled downwards in search of its base. Brahma flew upwards in search of its end. Both journeyed for thousands of divine years. Yet, neither could find the beginning nor the end. Realizing the truth, Vishnu accepted his inability. But Brahma falsely claimed he had found the end. At that moment, Shiva emerged from the formless light into his physical form. Because Brahma spoke falsely, Shiva declared that creation cannot rest upon untruth. Therefore, Brahma would not receive widespread worship on Bhuloka. Then Shiva said to Brahma and Vishnu, "This infinite light you have witnessed is my true nature. Wherever this truth is worshipped on earth, I shall remain eternally present there." This is the origin of Jyotirlinga concept. The word Jyoti means radiance, and Linga means which points to the formless reality. Over time, many places became associated with this sacred understanding. Among them, 12 places were recognized in our scripture as most sacred Jyotirlingas. According to Shiva Purana, the story of Somnatha begins with Daksha Prajapati. Daksha had 27 daughters who represent the 27 nakshatras. He married all of them to Chandra, the moon. However, instead of treating all the wives equally, Chandra favored Rohini alone. This imbalance disturbed the cosmic order. Seeing this injustice, Daksha became angry and cursed Chandra. "You shall lose your radiance." So the moon began to fade its radiance. The time, cycle, and emotional balance across the earth started to shake. Realizing his mistake, Chandra performed intense penance to Lord Shiva. Moved by his devotion, Shiva said, "I bless you to gain the light again, but curse will not be completely removed." That is the reason for moon to wane to fulfill the curse and wax because of Shiva's blessing. Because the moon regained his Soma, the radiance in this place, Shiva is worshipped as Somanatha, Lord of the Moon. Somanatha temple is so beautifully located in Prabhasa Kshetra, an ancient sacred coastal region in Gujarat. The temple faces the vast Arabian Sea. Over history, the Somanatha temple has been destroyed multiple times and rebuilt. But what is the esoteric meaning of all this? Is it just about moon and someone got angry and the curse? No. Actually, the moon represents our mind. When the mind loses balance, for example, if we are attached, biased, or too much obsessed with some desires, the equilibrium shakes. In simple words, the peace inside us fades. Actually, this is quite common among all of us. But devotion and surrender can help us to heal ourselves. By becoming Somanath, Lord Shiva shows the mind cannot heal itself. It needs something beyond. So people visit Somanath temple seeking mental stability or some emotional healing, and if we are going through lot of challenges in our lives, This is the place which may help us to regain the strength and peace. The legend of second Jyotirlinga at Srisailam starts from a famous competition between Ganesha and Kartikeya. A dispute arose over who should marry first. Then Shiva declared a contest. Whoever circles the world first shall be married first. Then Kartikeya started to go around the entire world. But Ganesha just circled around his parents. And he told, "You are my universe. Will you call it intelligence, innocence, or pure devotion? It's up to you." Shiva was happy about it, so he declared Ganesha as the winner. Shiva married Ganesha to Riddhi and Siddhi. Riddhi means intellect, Siddhi means spiritual power. Here, marriage was just symbolic. Lord Ganesha was blessed with divine knowledge. Kartikeya was so disappointed. He went to the south, a place called Krauncha Mountains near Srisailam. Though Shiva and Parvati are gods, they too have the affection towards their son. They could not stay so far from him. They came to Srisailam to console him, but stayed there permanently. Shiva manifested as Jyotirlinga. Parvati worshipped him daily with Mallika flowers. That's why Shiva is worshipped as Mallikarjuna and Parvati as Brahmaramba. And the most special thing here is Mallikarjuna temple is one of the 12 Jyotirlingas as well as one of the 18 Shaktipitas. This makes Srisailam rare and powerful union of Shiva and Shakti. Generally, Shiva appeared as a destroyer or a protector of his devotees or a teacher for gods. But here he is a father. People visit here seeking peace in family relationship, parental blessings, and emotional comfort. Mahakaleshwar Jyotirlinga shows us it is not necessary to read many books or rituals. The most important thing is the purity in our devotion. Yes, Shrikar was a small boy living in Avantika, current day Ujjain. He was not a priest or a learned person, but he heard people chanting Shiva's name. Without anyone teaching him, he grew a natural devotion on Lord Shiva. During that time, a demon named Dushana became very powerful. He got assistance from the spirits. He attacked Avantika, started destroying the temples and troubled the people. Everyone got terrified. King Chandrasena and the people cried out to the names of Shiva. Meanwhile, the small boy also continued to worship the Lord so intensely. Then Shiva burst forth from the earth in the form of Mahakala, brilliant, blazing, and fierce eyes, creating fear among the demons. He was so powerful and absolute, the Dushana and his followers were burnt instantly. After killing Dushana, Shiva announced himself permanently in the form of Jyotirlinga in Avantika and worshipped as Mahakala. It is not that Mahakala is meant for protecting from death, but even more important is freedom from fear of death. Actually, this Jyotirlinga is south facing. Many scriptures says south direction is associated with Yama, the god of death. Mahakala is greater than time and death. So people believe this is why Linga is south facing. Omkareshwar Jyotirlinga is located in the Mandhata island surrounded by Narmada river. Omkareshwar associated with Om, which means consciousness expressed as vibration and form. A legendary story from Puranas mention about the history behind this Jyotirlinga. Actually, Devas and Asuras conflict is very common in our scriptures. But at some point, Asuras became very powerful because of their penance and boons. Asura's basic nature is to disturb the balance. Defeated and distressed, the Devas sought refuge in Lord Shiva. They did severe penance to Shiva on the bank of Narmada river and cried out for protection. Pleased by their devotion, Lord Shiva appeared and destroyed the Asuras. After this event, Shiva declared he would remain present at that place as Jyotirlinga. Another unique part of Omkareshwar is it is associated with two shrines. Omkareshwara in the island and Amareshwara in the mainland, and the flow of Narmada river. In some tradition, it is believed that just by looking at Narmada, we attain moksha. So, this becomes a unique combination: island, which represents stillness, surrounded by the flow of Narmada, and the mainland represents the engagement with the world. Together, they are the living symbol of inner balance. War brings happiness to no one. The story of Kurukshetra was not different. This war is the root cause of Kedarnath Jyotirlinga. Here is how Pandavas emerged victorious in the Kurukshetra battle. In a war, one who wins will be the loser, one who loses will be no more. Victory brought them no peace. They were deeply troubled by the deaths of countless warriors, teachers, relatives, and elders. They thought they have committed a grave sin. So, they started to seek for liberation from the huge moral burden. They went in search of Lord Shiva because Shiva is the only one who can release anyone from such karmic consequences. They walked to the Himalayas, but Shiva did not appear to them immediately. He wanted to test the Pandavas. Then he took the form of a bull. Eventually, Pandavas recognized him. They tried to chase him. Then Shiva entered into the earth. Different parts of his body are told to have manifested in different places. These together formed the Panchakedar at a later time. See, Shiva did not just appear straight away to the Pandavas. Only when they tried to chase him, he appeared. So it signifies us we need to put dedicated effort to achieve the divinity. Kedarnath is so located in an extreme climate on a very high altitude over 3.5 kilometers. The difficulty of reaching the temple itself is also regarded as part of the act of devotion. At Kedarnath, hump of Shiva remained visible and became established permanently. This manifestation was worshipped as Kedarnath. According to Skanda Purana and Shiva Purana, Kedarnath is associated with forgiveness of a grave karmas, just like how Pandavas obtained. It is traditionally believed that worship at Kedarnath helps devotee to attain inner purification. Bhimashankar Jyotirlinga is located in the beautiful mountain range of Western Ghats. The history starts with a demon named Bhimasura, the son of Kumbhakarna. Bhimasura obtained a great strength from his intense austerities. One thing in Asuras is common. They start troubling the world, so was Bhimasura. He destroyed sacred rituals and jailed righteous people, also King Sudakshina. He was so devoted to Shiva. Sudakshina continued to worship Shiva even when he was imprisoned. He did deep mental worship because he could not do physical rituals inside a prison. Sages, devotees, and everyone prayed to Shiva. Shiva heard these prayers. He manifested in a normal form and rescued the devotees. Then Shiva appeared as Bhairava. Bhimasura tried to fight strong. But who can fight when the Lord is in the battle? Shiva ultimately destroyed the demon and restored the peace. Because the prayer was so pure, Shiva decided to stay there permanently and manifested there as Jyotirlinga. This temple is associated with protection from the prolonged injustice. It is also believed we obtain strength to sustain and fight against adharma. There is another related legendary story according to some Shiva traditions, related to the three Asura brothers, Tripurasuras. Shiva killed them with a single arrow and got the name Tripurantaka. But how it is linked to Bhimashankara? Actually, Bhimashankara literally means Shankara who destroy a terrible force. Over time, Bhima was also interpreted as a great terrible asura forces. The Bhima river is believed to have originated from the sweat of Lord Shiva during the destruction of Tripurasuras. Kashi is the most beloved city of Shiva. As per Shiva Purana and Skanda Purana, Kashi is not created by Brahma. Even during the Pralaya or cosmic dissolution, Kashi remains because Kashi rests on Shiva's Trishula. Because of this reason, this place is also called as Avimukha, never abandoned by Shiva. At Kashi, Shiva is worshipped as Vishwanath, the Lord of the universe. The most distinctive belief about Kashi is about liberation. As per Skanda Purana, in Kashi Kanda, it is told that if someone dies in Kashi, Shiva himself whispers the Taraka mantra in the soul's ear. By hearing this mantra at the moment of death, the soul is released from deaths and attain the liberation. Because of this promise, Kashi is regarded as the foremost place for attaining moksha. One more speciality of this place is the sacred river Ganga flowing beside this city. Bathing in the Ganga and worshipping the Lord Vishwanatha are regarded as the acts of removing accumulated sins and preparing the soul for liberation. I know it's a great thing to visit Kashi and pray in devotion, but in my humble opinion, it is even more important to live righteously than making all evil things and seeking for the liberation only at the very end. The story of Trimbakeshwar Jyotirlinga is very interesting. You all know the name of sage Gautama. Long ago, he lived with his wife Ahalya on the Brahmagiri hills. He was known for his strict penance and purity. Because of his tapas, the land around him was so fertile, even during great drought. Other rishis were slightly troubled by this. How can he be so great? So they thought of testing him. Everyone blamed Gautama for a dead cow found near his hermitage. Deeply disturbed by this, Gautama decided to purify himself. He started his intense prayer to Lord Shiva for forgiveness. Moved by his devotion, Shiva released the water of Ganga from his matted hair. From this descendant, river Godavari emerged and began to flow. This made the place supremely sacred as it became the origin of one of the India's holiest river. All the sages and Gautama requested Shiva to stay there permanently. So Shiva manifested there as Jyotirlinga. Priests and traditions associated the three visible opening of the linga with Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. This makes the temple more special. Trimbakeshwar is symbolically associated with the threefold cosmic principle, the Holy Trinity. People visit Trimbakeshwar to seek forgiveness and purification. Vaidyanath Jyotirlinga is located in Deodar district of Jharkhand. There is an interesting traditional story behind this. Long ago, Ravana, the 10-headed king of Lanka, performed a deep penance to Lord Shiva. Shiva was pleased and granted a boon. Ravana asked Shiva to come with him to be there in Lanka so that he can worship Shiva in the Lanka itself. Shiva agreed to go with him, but with one condition. He manifested in the form of Kamana Linga. He told Ravana, carry the linga till the Lanka barefooted. If you place the linga on the ground in between, it becomes rooted there itself. Ravana agreed to this condition and began his journey. At this point, Devas got worried because if Shiva himself stays in Lanka, Ravana's power becomes unchallengeable and obviously he misused it. Actually, already he had troubled them a lot. Meanwhile, Varuna god, the water, entered Ravana's body and caused him to feel a natural urge, a natural call. Ravana called a nearby cowherd boy and asked not to place the linga on the ground at any cost until he returns. The boy could not see Ravana for some time, so he placed the linga on the ground. At that moment, linga became firmly rooted and could not be moved. When Ravana returned, he realized what has happened. He tried to uproot the linga but failed miserably. In this attempt, he injured himself. Then he started offering his heads. Seeing Ravana in pain, Bholenath appeared once again. In this place, Shiva healed Ravana with his own hands, acting as a divine Vaidya. So, the Jyotirlinga established at this place is known as Vaidyanath, meaning the Lord who is the divine physician. But wait, I heard this entire story somewhere else. Actually, in Shiva Purana, this story is mentioned in associated with Atmalinga, which is clearly associated with Gokarna. In that story, the cowherd boy is Lord Ganesha in disguise. The story of Kamanalinga in associated to Vaidyanatha is believed to be devotional concept. Okay, because of this legendary story, this temple is strongly associated with the healing and restoration. Shiva is worshipped here as the one who removes physical suffering, mental distress, because Shiva himself acted as healer at this place. Vaidyanath is also closely associated with the Shravana month pilgrimage. During this time, devotees known as Kanvariyas carry holy water from Ganga and offer it to the Jyotirlinga. Actually, I had a perspective. Shiva is always a destroyer, and Bholenath, he just grants whatever devotees ask. But this story shows Shiva as sustainer. He adds the condition which restores the cosmic balance, and he cures Ravana, who was devotee, when he gets injured. Nageshwar Jyotirlinga is located near Dwaraka, Gujarat district. The word Nageshwar literally means the Lord of the Serpent, but the actual representation is Shiva as one who has mastered fear, poison and primal forces. Because Naga is not just snake, it is also represents Kundalini energy or fear that guards the wisdom. So people visit Nageshwara seeking protection from fear, negative forces or snake bites, gain inner strength and fearlessness. A modern landmark near the temple is a 25-meter installation of a statue of Lord Shiva. It is so beautifully located looking towards the Arabian Sea, a symbolic reminder of Shiva's mastery over unknown depths. There is an interesting legend behind the formation of this Jyotirlinga. There was a demon named Daruk. He attacked the Shiva's devotee named Supriya and imprisoned along with many other devotees. Everyone started praying for Shiva. Shiva appeared and destroyed the demon. Thereafter, Shiva manifested there as Jyotirlinga and stayed forever. Rameshwaram is a very special place for both Shaivas and Vaishnavas. And there are two variations for the sacred history of Jyotirlinga as well. According to Skanda Purana, after Lord Rama slayed Ravana, Rama felt the burden of Brahmahatya dosha. Because even though Ravana was evil, he was a Brahmana. Rama sought purification, though he had acted according to Dharma. So he started worshipping Shiva and decided to establish a Shivalinga himself. Rama asked Hanuman to bring a linga from the sacred Mount Kailas, but Hanuman got delayed to arrive back. Since the Muhurta for worshipping has neared, Rama created a linga from the sand and worshipped with full devotion. When Hanuman returned with the divine linga, Rama honored both the lingas. He installed the sand linga first and declared it primary. This linga became known as Rameshwara, meaning Shiva worshipped by Rama. Because Rama himself established and worshipped Shiva here, Shiva accepted this place as sacred and manifested as Jyotirlinga. Another variation of the story is Lord Rama was about to attack Ravana. He stopped near the seashore to drink water. He heard Akashavani, "You can only drink the water after worshipping relevant deity." Rama recognized this voice belongs to Shiva. He made a linga from the sand and worshipped Shiva. Pleased by the devotion, Shiva blessed Rama so that he could defeat Ravana easily. Then, as per the request of Rama, Shiva transformed into the linga or Jyotirlinga. In both the version, we can see Lingam is created and worshipped by Lord Rama himself. That is the speciality of this Jyotirlinga. It represents harmony between Vaishnavism and Shaivism. Rama, an incarnation of Vishnu, worshipped Shiva, making this shrine unique among all the Jyotirlingas. This temple is so beautiful. Rameshwaram has the longest pillared corridors. People visit Rameshwaram to experience the unity of Vishnu and Shiva in one sacred Jyotirlinga. Grishneshwara Jyotirlinga is located very much near to the famous Ellora caves, and the story behind this Jyotirlinga is very close to my heart. This Jyotirlinga is not formed because of Lord Shiva killing a demon or some cosmic events. This Jyotirlinga arose because of a simple, repeated daily worship by a householder woman. Long ago, there lived a Brahmin named Sudharma near Devagiri mountain. He had a wife named Sudesha. Later, they found out no child could be born in the womb of Sudesha. So he married Gushma also. Gushma was deeply devoted and humble. Every day, she worshipped Lord Shiva by making clay linga. She performed abhisheka, and in the end, she immersed the clay linga in the nearby water body. This was her lifetime vow. So there was no special expectation or longing. Pleased by her devotion, Lord Shiva blessed a beautiful and healthy baby. Few days went by, but slowly bad thoughts entered the mind of Sudesha. I don't have anything in this house. She took control of my husband. The child is also hers. One day, she killed the little son of Gushma and threw in the water body. Next day, as usual, Gushma continued to worship Shiva. But she saw the unbelievable scene, a dead body of her own son. But she did not stop her worship. She stayed unmoved. She continued with the same full focus and devotion. Lord Shiva was pleased for her pure devotion and restored her son back to life. Shiva manifested there as Jyotirlinga to stay there forever. The place was hence named after the devotee Grishneshwar or Grishneshwaram. See, Gushma did not actually pray for anything like granting child, wealth, or power, or she was not asking for protection from someone. She had pure devotion and no greed. The temple represents the simplicity with minimal ornamentation. Devotees visit here to cultivate steady devotion and to find emotional healing after the loss. The 12 Jyotirlingas are not just stories, not just temple buildings. They are 12 ways Shiva meets humanity as healer, parent, protector, teacher, forgiver, and liberator. Each legend teaches the humanity many lessons. Every place is associated with divine presence. I am amazed to learn many things about the sacred Jyotirlingas. Tell me your opinion in the comments. There is a lot to learn about sacred Sanatana history. So subscribe to travel with me in this journey.